Hey guys, Adam here with AmericanMuscle.com. Today I'm bringing you a detailed overview and installation of the Xtreme Stop Precision drilled and slotted rotors, along with the ceramic pads for the front of all 2005 to 2010 Mustang GTs. The installation will be a very simple brake job, swapping out the rotors and the pads, so overall it'll get a 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. The Xtreme Stop Precision drilled and slotted rotors, along with the ceramic brake pads in the kit, will be for the front of any 05 to 10 Mustang GT that needs an improvement in braking performance and the initial bite. Now this is obviously going to be a huge upgrade over the factory option, since it does go from a solid rotor to a drilled and slotted option, with of course an upgrade in pad quality going from the standard option to these ceramic pads from Xtreme Stop. So this is definitely gearing for the guys looking to put the bite back in their braking performance, especially if they're already worn down enough to where they obviously need replacing. This one's going to be a relatively affordable option compared to some of the other ones out there, and definitely comes with pads that reduce noise and of course less brake dust, always a plus. Now the first thing I want to start on is this drilled design you see here. Now there's 4 designs, and they kind of repeat all the way around the rotor. Now that is actually to dissipate the excess heat that your pads will be causing when in contact with the rotor on the street or on the strip, which cause them to lose some of that initial bite. So this will actually form a vent, so to speak, which helps the heat dissipate through the rotor design, through the vented vein in the middle, and allows the excess heat to escape, giving you that initial bite back. In addition to all that, it also helps in wet weather conditions because the rain will slip right through the drilled holes in the rotor, giving you a better contact as well. So overall, there's a couple of different purposes for those. The next part of the design is obviously going to be the slots in here, which are kind of just indented grooves going on an angle. Now that is actually going to help with brake dust that can build up on the surface of the rotor. As you continue to use your pads will create this brake dust, which can sit on the surface of some of those solid style rotors, but with this indented groove, it helps that dust to slip off and away from the surface, giving you a better initial bite. Less stuff on the surface, less stuff preventing your pad from biting down on the rotor surface. In addition to the drilled and slotted design on top, there is also a vented vein design, which you can see here on the inside of the rotor. That actually helps when the gases and heats escape through the drill design. They end up inside the rotor, in which case the vented vein allows them to escape a lot easier. So together with those two combinations, the drilled and the vented vein on the inside, it definitely improves all around your bite and escapes all of that heat and extra gases. As far as materials and construction goes, this particular rotor was CNC machined out of a premium cast iron with of course a one-piece design, and it shows off the drilled holes and the milled slots for a balance. Now before we leave the topic of the rotors and the heat dissipation, this particular option from Xtreme Stop can reduce operating temperatures up to 200 degrees when compared to the OEM option. They are then completed in a bright zinc electroplating treatment, which gives them that bright textured finish, and on top of that helps with corrosion and rust resistance. The pads themselves are made of a ceramic material with a carbon graphite core, which of course is a longer lasting pad than the factory option, which gives you less brake dust and gives you a quiet, noise-free ride. On top of that, the factory pads are rated for about 50,000 miles worth of life. Now, obviously this all depends on how you drive. If you're beating on your brakes constantly, numbers are going to be different, but on average, factory brake pads 50,000 miles. When using these, you can see somewhere from 60,000 and even more, but of course, like I said, it all comes down to how you drive. When you're shopping online, you'll notice there are options for Xtreme Stop, Power Stop, and Hawk, among other ones around the aftermarket world. Now this one falls right in the middle of the pack, around $300 for the front end of your Mustang. Now this of course is going to come down to how much you want to spend, what exactly you're looking for in a rotor design, and if you're brand specific. As far as installation is concerned, obviously a brake job is a brake job no matter how you cut it, so this one is definitely going to be a very simple job with a 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. Now with these, ratchet socket sets should do the trick. Have a jack and jack stand or a lift if you have access to one. It makes your life a whole lot easier, but of course jack and jack stand will do the trick. When it comes right down to it, you'll have to get the car in the air and one of the front wheels off to gain access to the braking system. From here, you will have to remove your caliper, which is just a couple of bolts, and of course you want to hang it up using a coat hanger or something so you don't put too much stress on the brake lines. Once you have that taken care of, pull your factory rotor off, which might take a mallet if it's rusted on there. So pop those bad boys off, pop on the drilled and slotted option from Xtreme Stop, and then you can bolt back on your caliper. Once you have that caliper off, you want to make sure you swap out the factory pads with the Xtreme Stop pads and use the brake grease that's actually provided for you in the kit. Makes your life a whole lot easier. Once you have all that together, snap everything back into place, put the wheel back on, drop the car on the floor, repeat the process for the opposite side. Overall, you're looking at, I'd say, about an hour or so on the installation. I give it a 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. Just to wrap things up, if you're the owner of an 05 to 10 Mustang GT, you might be looking for a way to swap out your factory braking system for a new set of rotors and pads with an overall drilled and slotted design to give you a better braking performance and initial bite, while getting some new pads that can reduce brake dust and noise as well, increasing your braking performance altogether. If that sounds like something you're interested in, the Xtreme Stop Precision drilled and slotted rotors and the ceramic pads for the front of your vehicle are available right here at AmericanMuscle.com.